Hi, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to do a drag and drop um, interactive that can be used as a self-assessment in your Hyperstudio project. So I've already made this and I'm just going to show you how it works. So um, it's actually two stacks. The first stack is just a welcome screen, and then the second stack, which both stacks are just one card, but the second stack is the one with the actual interactive in it. And the reason I did that will become clearer a little bit later. So this is the welcome stack. And, it's just a simple card with a button. The button says basically open another stack. That's the action on the button. So if I click that, it opens the other stack. And you can see up in here in the title bar, you can see that this is the other stack, not the stack that I was just in. And this stack also just has one card, card 1 of 1, and this is the card. Now, I can reset this stack, and that's a key aspect of this interactive. So basically what happens is after someone has moved things around on the page, if they want to get it back to the original state, they click the reset button. And what the reset button does is it reloads the stack. So the stack is back to its original version. Now, in order for that to work, you have to do what's called clear the change flag. So the stack has to basically think that it hasn't been changed when you reload it. The reason being that if it thinks it's been changed, then when you click reset, it would say, do you want to save, don't save, cancel. So in order to avoid that dialog box, you have to clear the change flag. So that happens when you reset the page. So basically you've got 3 draggable objects here, and these draggable objects can be dragged over onto these areas right here. And you can see that if the text is put on the wrong spot, you get that error sound and then a message that is not the correct spot. Try again. Again, if I put it on the wrong spot, you get the same thing. If I put it on the correct spot, you get that ding, which says, okay, that's correct, and then that is the correct spot. Good job. All right. So same thing with this other one. So drag this over here, and it gives you the wrong sound and gives you the wrong message. And then again, if I took it down here, same thing. All right. And then if I took it up here, there we get the correct. All right. So then we have the white, and again the same thing. If I put it here on the blue, that's not correct. If I put it here on the white, that is correct. Okay. So now to reset the page, again, when I click the reset page button, it basically reloads the stack. Now it reloads the stack after it clears the change flag. So basically a change flag is raised, if you will, every time a change is made in a document, and that's why you get it asking you if you want to save your changes when you quit or when you open a new document. So let's look at what the components are of this. So first of all, let me put it into edit mode, and first let's look at the reset page button. So if I click on that and then click the inspector, we can look at that. All right. So the actions for the reset page button, there are two actions. There's no problem with putting 2 actions on an object. So the first one is places to go, another stack. And if you click that, you'll see that the file that's chosen is another stack, drag and drop to .stack, which is exactly the same stack. So why is it reloading it? Well, because it wants to get it back to the original position of things. All right, so the other action, oh, and there's a transition, which of course makes it look a little cooler. The other action here under more button actions is clear change flag, and you can see that right here. So when you click the reset button, it clears the change flag on the stack. Then it loads the stack again, and you don't get a do you want to change or save your changes message. All right. So let's look at the other things on the page. These 2 messages here are just text boxes. I made them scrollable just so that I could put a background on them. If you have a text box that's not scrollable, if it's a rotatable text, it won't have any background. So I wanted there to be a background on them. So I made them scrollable, but I didn't draw the scroll bar, and it's a scroll bar. It's text. It's not scrollable. And I made it so you don't draw the scroll bar, so it doesn't look like it scrolls, which in fact it doesn't. These don't have any actions associated with them. Neither one of these has any actions. Under features, though, I've made them hidden. And the reason I've made them hidden, and you can tell that from this little icon down here in the lower right-hand corner, the reason I made them hidden is because I don't want them on the screen when you first load the stack. And then whether they show up or are hidden is determined by other actions in the card. All right, so now let's look at these over here. All right, these are draggable. And they have other actions associated with them. You can tell because there are green check marks, right? That indicates there's an action. They're draggable. That means that the user can move them, right? But also they're no-click. And the reason they're no-click is because I don't want the user to have to click the object in order to make the actions occur. I just want the actions to occur when the object is dragged, so it doesn't need a click. So these actions that are associated with each of these things are performed when you drag them, basically. So what are the actions? Well, okay, so there are basically hide and show object actions. All right, so now there are 6 hidden regions on the screen. The 6 hidden regions are here, 2 of them are there, here, 2 of them are there, and here, 2 of them are there. Those hidden regions actually control the sound and the appearance of these 2 using their actions. So what these actions do on the text, on the red, blue, and white draggables, what those actions do is hide or show the correct hidden regions. You might think of those hidden areas as being drop zones. So what I want to do is when I drag the red, I want a drop zone that is over the red region here. Again, these are hidden. You can't see them. They're not hidden. I'm sorry. They're transparent, so you can't see them. I want a region over here that plays the correct sound and shows the correct message to be shown, and I want the drop zone over here for incorrect that plays the wrong sound and the incorrect message to be hidden, and vice versa on the others. I want the incorrect one when the red is activated, that is dragged. I want the incorrect white, the incorrect drop zone over the white region to be shown, and the correct drop zone over the white region to be hidden. And same thing with the blue. I want the incorrect to be shown and the correct one to be hidden. That is when the red goes. Now when the blue goes, I want to show the correct one over the blue and show the incorrect over the white and the red. And when the white is dragged, I want to show the correct drop zone over the white, and I want to hide I want to show the incorrect zone over the blue and the red. Now, it's a little confusing because hide and show, you would think that what that would mean would be to make these things visible, but I don't want them visible. I want them to perform without anybody seeing them, so they are transparent. So now let me show you some more specifics. So let's look at the red here and look at the actions under red. So if I go in here and go to hide or show object. All right, first of all, whenever you activate that, I want to hide both the correct and the incorrect text box. That's this and this. I want to hide those because I don't want those showing while you're dragging. Now, on the red, remember this is the red text box. So on the red, I want to hide the blue correct drop zone. They're called new for a technical reason. You can call them whatever you want. I call them new because I had made some previous ones and I was testing something. So you're going to hide the blue, correct region. When the red thing is dragged, you're going to hide the blue correct one, and you're going to show the blue incorrect one. Now remember, the incorrect drop zone is the one that goes and shows that that is not the correct spot text box. The correct one is the one that goes ding and shows that that's the correct spot. So I don't want the blue correct to be activated, so I'm going to hide that. I'm going to show the one that's incorrect. And then the same thing for the white. When I drag the red, the white correct is going to be hidden and the white incorrect is going to be shown. But the red is the opposite, because I want the region over the red that has the correct sound ding and shows that's the correct spot, good job. I want that one to be shown, because if the red is dropped onto that spot, I want those things to happen. But I want to hide the red incorrect, because when you drop the red on the red, I certainly don't want it to say and show that that's not the correct spot. So again, there are 6 regions. There's blue correct, blue incorrect, red incorrect, white correct, and white incorrect. And those are hidden or shown based upon the logic of what do I want to happen when red is dropped on them, on each of these 3 squares here. All right. So again, if you look at the blue, it's also no click and draggable. Now in the actions for the blue, hide or show object. Again, I'm going to hide both of these while it's being dragged, because I don't want those to be shown. And then for the blue, I want to show the blue correct drop zone. That's over this area. I want to hide the blue incorrect over this area, because I don't want the and this thing to show up. But I'm going to do the opposite with the red and the white. So the red, the correct one is hidden. The incorrect one is shown. So if I drop the blue one on the red region, then the red incorrect drop zone is the one that's going to be activated, and it's going to go and show that that's not the correct spot. Same thing with the white. If I drop the blue on the white incorrect is the one that's going to be activated. All right, so then just looking again at the white, you should be able to predict what this is in the hide or show objects actions. Again, I'm hiding both of those messages, and now in the white, you'll notice that the blue correct is hidden, the blue incorrect is shown, because if you drop the white on here, you want the incorrect one activated. And the red correct is hidden, and the red incorrect is shown for the same reason. And then the white is the opposite. So if I drop the white on the white region over here, then the white correct is the one that is going to be activated, while the white incorrect is going to be hidden. All right, so I hope that makes some sense. Now, let's look at these regions over here. All right, so these green check marks are actually for these transparent regions that are here. So I called them, as you remember, new is just because I was testing something. So you'll see that they're all with that new preface. But right here, the blue correct region, which is, notice it has an outline, it has a fill. That's absolutely important. It has to be filled, otherwise you can't activate it by dropping something in the middle of it. If you only have an outline, then you have to actually drop it on the shape, which is kind of difficult to do. So you want to have the fill to make sure that that's part of the region that means it's been dropped. Something's been dropped on it. The opacity is 0%, which means it's transparent. You can't see it. Now, again, that's confusing because I am hiding and showing these objects. But what that means technically is not that you can see it or not. It just means that it's either available to be activated or not. But it's opaque. It is completely transparent because don't want anybody to see it. All right. So now I'm just going to move this aside for a second. That's the blue correct one. And so I can click underneath of it, and you'll see there's the blue incorrect one. Again, filled object. 0% opacity, which means transparent. All right, and that one is the blue incorrect. Right, so blue correct, blue incorrect. Now let me put the blue correct one back where it goes. All right, put it right there. All right, so now what do these things actually do? The action on blue correct is Well, you should be able to figure that out. The action on the blue correct is going to be to play a sound. The sound that's going to play is this one, which is the correct sound. All right. And it's also going to hide and show objects. It's basically going to show the correct text box and hide the incorrect text box. So that's what all the correct drop zones do. The incorrect drop zones, and let me get this out of the way again to show you that. This is the incorrect drop zone, is going to play the wrong sound and is also going to hide the correct text box and show the incorrect text box. And all the incorrect drop zones do that. So again, let me move this back. Now, to make this just a little bit easier to understand, let me look at the Object Inspector, because the Object Inspector shows you you can select things here a lot easier than you can on the screen, especially when they are overlaid on top of one another and are transparent. And you can select an object, and when you select an object in the object browser and you have the inspector up, you can also see its properties. So new white correct is right there. You can see where it is. It plays a sound. The sound it plays is the ding. It hides the incorrect text box and shows the correct text box. Now let me just point something out here. These are actually in order of layers. So the top one is at the top of the page, and the bottom one is at the bottom of the page. Now why is that? Okay. These things are not interacted with. They are just basically backgrounds. The text objects also are not directly interacted with, and there's nothing in front of them, so they can be toward the back of the stack. The reset button really doesn't matter as long as nothing's on top of it. But these drop zones, the correct, incorrect drop zones, must be on top of these colored regions. Otherwise, they're basically shielded from being interacted with. And the text box, what things that you're dragging, need to be on top of those so that when you drop it on top of the correct, incorrect drop zones, you can still interact with it. Because if this is below one of these and you drop it on it, then you won't be able to grab it in order to drag it anymore. Okay, so that's pretty much everything. So the question is, can you take what I've just done and what I've just showed you, and can you turn it into a drag and drop interactive of your own? Good luck with that. Now, I am not going to save my changes here because I may have made changes inadvertently. So I'm going to say File, Open Recent, and I'm going to open the Welcome Stack again. And when it asks me if I want to save it, I'm going to say no. Now, why is it asking me now? Because I didn't enter the stack. I didn't click the Reset Page button to clear the change flag. All I did was try to open a new file. So it's acting normally here. The change flag has been raised, so to speak. So I'm not going to save my changes. Okay. So again, you should be able to, from watching this and seeing what I just showed you, you should be able to figure out how to make it do. All right, now that one didn't work correctly, so I don't know what the problem is now. I may have done something I didn't intend to do. All right, it's working right now. Okay, so that's the end of the tutorial, and please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you very much.